Hey guys, thank you for joining me today. My name is Yaya. Welcome to my channel. So today I want to talk about how I failed my DMV test 3 times, right? It's funny now, but it wasn't funny then. So the way that it happened, right? When I first started learning how to drive, my mom, she tried her hardest to teach me, but her level of patience with my driving was not a fit. You know, I would just hurry up and put my foot on the gas and she would just become terrified. Then after that, one of the boys I was dating in high school, he was driving already and he called himself trying to teach me how to drive. But his car that he had used to lean to the left. So you had to hold the steering wheel slightly to the right to keep the car straight. So imagine trying to do that when you first learn how to drive. I actually ended up getting a ticket from the police, right? I got a ticket before I even got my driver's license that I had to pay. So that was really bad. But then after that, there was another gentleman, he tried to teach me how to drive as well. I remember I used to drive my car, I used to work at Little Caesars, and I used to drive my car straight down the main street because his house was right by the main street. So all I had to do was turn one block until I got to the main street, and then I would just drive straight and make one right and then go straight to work and come straight back. And I did that for a couple weeks, and then I went to go take my driver's test, and I'm thinking I was so confident, you know, and I failed. And then I went to take it at a different DMV, and I failed again. So then I had seen, while I was on the bus, or I don't know if I was in the car, right? I seen a driver's school, and I decided, you know what, let me give this a shot. So it was like $200, I think, for the class, or $150 back then, something like that. So I ended up going, and they put me in the little car where, you know, they have the brake for them to stop. It was like the driver's school car. So it wasn't like a regular car. Like, they can control it on their side, which was good because I really didn't know what I was doing at the time. So they ended up teaching me, and I remember the guy said, this is just to show you how to pass the test. But he said, remember that you're always driving for others, which is funny because I feel like in life, when we're living life, we have to kind of move in that sense too. Like, you got to watch out for how other people are moving so that you don't cause an accident. But that's another video for another day. So I ended up going to go take the test, and I was just so confident, and then I failed. And I remember crying that day. I failed because I failed to stop because someone pulled in front of me, actually. I did perfect on the test, and on the way back to the DMV, someone pulled out in front of me, right? And I was just like, well, it's not my fault. But they were like, you know, you could have slowed down or you could have stopped, because they had stopped before I even got the chance to stop. I guess I didn't react fast enough. Like, maybe the driver person that was sitting next to me in the seat, they seen them coming because they came from this way. And maybe I wasn't just paying attention. So he was basically saying, if I would have not stopped the car, I don't know if you would have stopped. So I'm failing you because of that. I was so sad that day. I cried, but I went back again the same day and I took the written test, because in California, when you fail the DMV test 3 times, you have to take the written test again. I passed the written test with flying colors the first time. I didn't have a problem with that, but I felt the driver's part 3 times. So I had to start all over again and go take the written test. So I failed the same day, and then I took the test and got a permit again. And then I was just determined, and I paid for them to take me again. But this time I went to a different DMV, because everyone was saying that DMV, it passes you easier than the other DMV. Like, everyone would always say that, I always hear that. So I'm like, let me give this a try. And I remember like praying to God, like, please, let me just get my license. Like, because I remember I was like trying to work, I already had a job at the time when I was trying to get my license. I think I had 2 jobs. I was catching the bus to another and biking it. And I talk about them in my other video, how biking really helped me get in shape when I was younger, a long time ago. Like, it's a great workout if you have a bike to hop on. But I remember going to the DMV, and it was a black lady, and I was driving, and she was like, your driving is good, your parking is good. She was like, but let me tell you something. I'm gonna pass you, but when you hit those corners, you slow all the way down, because it may be a person walking that you don't see, or someone coming out of a driveway. And ever since then, I'll be so slow when I hit that corner. Like, I turn very slowly. So I will never forget that lady, and I'm thankful for it. But if I would have never had determination to take that test the same day, and to like put it off, or to never even pay for the class, or try someone else after my mom, the other boyfriend, or even if I didn't pay the ticket right away that I had gotten when I was driving without a license, who knows if I would even have it today. But I was just determined to get it that time. I just didn't give up. I just kept pushing until I got it. So yes, I failed 3 times, but since I kept pushing myself, the time span it took for me to get it, it wasn't as long as it sounds. It was like I failed, a week later, tried it again. I failed, I went to class for a month, 2 months, I tried it again, failed, and then I went back the very next week. So although it was a very although it was a very crazy journey, I appreciate my license now more than ever. And I'll never forget, like, you really need determination if you want to see change in your life. And determination impacts all aspects of your life. So if you're trying to lose weight, you got to have the determination. You know, you might fail 2, 3, 10 times. When I first started trying to eat clean, I used to fail a lot. You know, they always say fail forward, you know, like you miss 100 of the shots you don't take. So just remember, like, if you feel like you're failing right now, just stay determined and just don't give up. And eventually you will get it. And you'll look back and say, wow, like, I'm glad that I actually stuck it. I'm glad that I stayed determined and motivated. And even when you're not motivated, you can still be determined. Even when you don't feel like working out, you can still go for a walk. Even when you don't feel like eating healthy, you still take your butt and get you some healthy stuff from the store. You know, being determined, having a routine, giving yourself grace, and holding yourself accountability. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed this story time. If you did, make sure you like and drop a comment down below if you feel like it. Also, subscribe if you haven't already. Deuces.